Senator Elizabeth Warren thinks that Elon Musk, the most successful entrepreneur of the 21st century, perhaps the man who is most likely to become the world's first trillionaire, is a freeloader. Here's Warren talking about it. Listen.
I want to just give you an opportunity to respond to Elon Musk attacking you on social media.
The world's richest freeloader evidently has a very thin skin.
So apparently, which of these two have created new innovations, new products, new wealth, new possibilities for the future? I mean, one is a visionary, and that's Elon Musk. The other is a professional fake who's cashed in on pretending to be a Native American. I mean, what a contrast between these two. How is Elon Musk a freeloader? He created his own wealth. By contrast, look at Elizabeth Warren. I mean, she freeloaded off the Cherokee. I'm a Cherokee. She freeloaded off of Harvard by posing as a woman of color. And now she's freeloading off the taxpayer. So will the real freeloader please stand up? You know, in Elizabeth Warren's twisted universe, the Clintons aren't freeloaders. Even though they set up a foundation, they're collecting money from all these foreign governments. They're selling favors, if you will. Biden and Hunter Biden, they're not freeloaders, even though they're also offering access and allowing other countries all over the world to pay for this kind of... They're not freeloaders. So in Warren's universe, entrepreneurs who build their own companies, create their own wealth, they're freeloaders. Well, if that's the case, what do you call people who sit on their butts and complain a lot and collect government benefits? Well, I guess we call them Democrats. Let's talk a bit about Elon Musk. I mean, here's a guy who has done all this stuff that the government talks about but can't do. Government says, we need a lot more electric cars. Well, Elon Musk figured out how to make an electric car. Something that the government, if you had them do, would probably end up with some sort of a mechanical horse. Nothing that would actually work. Elon Musk has taken over from NASA. NASA has basically collapsed. It can't do its own stuff. Forget about the days of getting to the moon. Suddenly, the private entrepreneurs are now taking over space travel. Elon Musk is at the forefront of that with his company, SpaceX. And it's SpaceX that's really likely to propel Elon Musk financially into a completely different orbit. Elon Musk is a visionary. I mean, some of the stuff he talks about, I kind of have to raise my eyebrows. He talks about how, we have to face what he calls single planet dependency risk. And what he means is we're all too dependent on planet Earth. What if an asteroid hits the Earth and the Earth vanishes? He goes, well, we got to have someplace else to go. So this is what he calls single planet dependency risk. He also has what he calls human species obsolescence risk. By which he means that as artificial intelligence develops, we might have supercomputers that are actually smarter than human beings. I don't know how we do that without human beings to program those computers. But nevertheless, what Musk is talking about is perhaps the need to augment human intelligence, perhaps with artificial intelligence to sort of do what Nietzsche only dreamed about, to create, if you will, a augmented human intelligence. Well, here's the point about Musk. I guess Elizabeth Warren's point is, yes, Dinesh, but for a lot of years, Elon Musk paid little or no taxes. Now, this year, or at least for 2021, Elon Musk is going to pay a gargantuan amount of taxes, where somewhere in the region of $12 billion. There are years where Elon Musk paid much less, but this is actually a function of entrepreneurship itself. When entrepreneurs take in their gains and reinvest them in a company to build it up, you aren't taking the money out as income, so you don't owe the taxes unless you do that. So that's the point. You'll find this even said about Trump. Well, there's a year in which he paid no taxes. Well, yeah, that's because he's building buildings. That's because he has depreciation. So the entrepreneurial tax form looks a little different than your tax form or mine. Now, let's turn to Elizabeth Warren. I mean, here's essentially a professional scam artist. Here's someone who has, if you will, been ripping other people off. Think about robbing the Cherokee. The benefits for the Cherokee, whether you agree with them or not, are intended to compensate for broken treaties, the Trail of Tears. And here's Elizabeth Warren, in a sense, cashing in on those benefits. If that isn't freeloading, what is? And then if you go on social media, you'll see all these photos of Elizabeth Warren getting off private planes and so on. And she's talking about freeloading. So where's the private plane come from? I realize it's probably not her plane, but that's the point. People who are in the governmental elite have access to all kinds of benefits that they don't pay taxes on. They get the plane without having to pay for the plane. They go to receptions without having to pay for receptions. They get all kinds of invitations without having to actually pay for them. So the real freeloader, I think it's quite obvious now, is not Elon Musk, but one Elizabeth Running Bear Warren.